All right, next is 2 out of 3. Say what up, Tube.
What up, Tube?
What up, Tube? All right, and last but certainly not least, first of all, thank you everybody for joining us right away, because they always do.
Of course.
Scanning audio devices. Oh, let me make sure that the audio is off. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. No echoes, people. All right, here we go. You ready to rock it and roll it?
Beautiful.
Let's do it. All right, in 3, 2, and 1.
Welcome to another episode of Business Bros.
What? I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Taco Tuesday.
We have got the participation, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the energy. We have got the mojo. And we have got the intros.
And we're ready to rock and roll. Hernan Cias here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
the insurance bro, James Cias, with Pipeline Insurance. And man, oh man, do we have an exciting show for you. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever been outside and you look up in the air and you see this big old airplane? Not really that big, but big banner coming from the airplane. And it usually says Geico on it. Whatever, it's cool. This one's a little bit different. Today with us, we've got Promo Drone, which takes that to a whole new level. Instead of being way up in the air where you can't even touch it, play with it, interact with it, nothing, we got drones flying around your event, advertising your vendors, and there's actually interaction going on with it with your customers and attendees. So, from Promo Drone, thank you very much for joining us today, Mr. Jamar Williams.
That was good, man.
You did that, right?
That was great.
I thought he was
building our sales team, so
right. I thought he was. Yeah,
it won't conflict with this. I promise.
Got you.
I thought he was gonna go with the Star Wars line. These are the drones you're looking for.
These are the drones you're looking for.
Found our next pitch guy.
Right?
There you go,
dude. And
I haven't even done my movie voice yet.
Oh, there you go.
Promodrone.com. Promodrone.com.
Brought my ticket.
There you go.
I brought my ticket.
All right, ladies and gents, before we start talking about them drones, 365 pairs of shoes is what we're looking for. So if you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. With all those shoe donations, we're up to 200 and still haven't updated it. Bad us. 256.
256. We're going 256.
57.
Oh,
Yeah.
257.
57.
Boom.
Oh yeah.
257. I got
All right,
you, man.
257.
Sweet, 257 it
Looks
is.
like somebody's going home shoeless tonight.
At least checklists or something.
At least checklists,
something.
Right? All right, so there you go. 257 pairs of shoes. And then, of course, ladies and gents, we do insurance. So if you have any insurance need, you want to insure your home, you want to insure your car, you want to insure your business, you want to insure your life, make sure that you hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. And if you have a book of business and you're ever wondering, how do I increase the bottom line on that book of business? Maybe you need to add an insurance department. So hit us up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. And, of course, all your solar needs. You're thinking about doing solar, dronequote.net/business bros is the way to go. They'll come out, send a drone, kind of like the drones we're going to talk about today, but in a different level. Mm-hmm. They'll take pictures of your rooftop, send all the measurements to roofing contractors, all the measurements to solar contractors. You sit back, you get all the quotes you need right there. Easy, no more sitting through long sales presentations. Done right in front of you. Pick the one you want. Dronequote.net/business bros is the way to go.
Boom. It's getting hot in here.
These guys are awesome.
Oh, man. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
All right, Jamar, tell me about your stuff, dude. Okay, wait. Before you get into the drone stuff, I want to know, how did you decide to do this? You went to, Toys R Us, picked up, a $10 drone, and you're like, yes, idea. How did it happen?
Nah, dude. Actually, since I was a kid, I've always had a knack for creating things, and I don't know, there was always an inner inventor along with a chemist at some points. I guess chemistry and inventions, all that, creating new recipes. Maybe. As a
El
kid,
Camino, anybody?
El Camino.
Available on Netflix now, right?
No, I actually have another company that does real estate marketing, media, just regular drone photos and video stuff. Kind of, it's more standard now, but it wasn't 6 years ago when I started that company. What I noticed as I got into the world of drones, I wasn't a drone guy. I didn't have any aviation background. My background's in music, actually.
Oh, yeah, great.
I've had a couple music deals. So I was, expecting to be on stages around the world right now, right? So when I moved to San Diego from Baltimore, one of the first things I did to help promote an album I was working on was look for videographers to help shoot music videos, right? You put out music, you need to shoot some music videos, right? That's just how it works, right?
Especially in the age of YouTube,
Yeah,
right?
you do know that, don't you, bro?
Yeah, I do know that.
You do know that. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
You're enlightened now.
He's a musician as well.
I'm a paid artist.
Nice.
It's ridiculous.
We'll definitely
I'm
chat.
not a great rapper or anything, but we did a parody for I've done a couple parodies, but we just did a recent one for Drone Quote, and so like wrote the lyrics. It's Nelly's Hot in Here, so we redid it ourselves. Yeah, yes. So we're gonna shoot a video, same type of thing.
There you go.
So how'd you find one?
So what happened in that case was we start this company shooting real estate stuff out of doing music. Then one job led to another. Next thing I know, I like video stuff, right?
It's fun, huh?
It's fun. They got into it. And I just had a knack more so for business development than even video. So my partner at the time was the video guy. Mm-hmm. And he says, one day he comes up to me and he says, dude, I'm building a drone with my roommate. Do you want to help us build it? And I'm like,
kind of not my bag of words right there.
Well, it wasn't even that. I was like, build a what?
You never even heard of a drone before.
I never even heard of a drone, right? Okay. So I'm like, what? So he shows me, websites with drones, and they order like, $3,500 worth of parts. I mean, this thing was like, you get a box full of parts and like an IKEA manual. And it's like, now you're a drone pilot, right? It takes you 18 months to put this thing together, getting all this stuff from China.
You give up, never even fly it.
Yeah, but luckily for me, those guys were super tech savvy, and that's kind of what their passion was. So they'd be kind of, I say we lightly, I kind of helped oversee it. And
you were around.
Yeah, I brought the beer.
Yeah, that's good. You know what?
It was important.
You need fuel to get to the end of the job, right?
Yeah.
It's got to get done.
I did learn a lot about drones.
Everybody plays their part.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I did learn a lot about drones and kind of how they work from that. But now we have this drone, right? We built this drone and they paid for it, and now I'm like, okay, what do we do with this thing, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, you put a GoPro on it. This was like before they had any other options. It was like, put a GoPro on it. We put the GoPro on it, start flying it. People loved it, and I just realized how much attention people paid to a drone. I'm like, people are fascinated by this. I mean, I'm fascinated, but I get it.
Well, think about it. Anytime I go to the park, like the beach, I'm always watching the kites fly.
You can't take your eyes off.
You can't take your eyes off
because it's non-competitive space, right?
Yes.
It's a black dot on a white page.
Yes.
It forces your attention to be there, right?
Ooh, what's that?
Exactly, right? So that's the power, right? You're living in an age of social media. You're looking for connectivity. You're looking for easy access to information. You're looking for, you're looking at shortened attention spans. So
I mean, all that's great, but you're in marketing. And when you're in marketing, you're like, how do I get the eyeballs to look in my direction?
There you go.
Right? Attention.
So when I saw that, the first thing that lit up in my brain was like, that's it. People look at drones. How do we capitalize on that power of snatching eyeballs away from social media or cell phones, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought, why don't we put words on it or advertising, because that's what people would pay for. Mm-hmm. So we tried it. Our first attempt was using one of our earlier drones, an Inspire One drone, and it was bootleg as hell. I'm assuming I can.
Yeah, okay. You can hear.
It was bootleg as hell. And so this thing was, imagine like the most sophisticated drone at the time with all the bells and whistles that it could possibly do. And then underneath of it's like a yarn and clothespin with like a laminated like cardboard sign.
Sometimes you got to get ghetto with your stuff. You got to test it out.
Dude, it was street.
Look, if nobody's doing it, then how are you going to get a kit for it?
And I believed in it, right? So I'm like, okay, this aerodynamics, what the hell is that? Right? So I didn't,
Yeah.
So we launched this first crude attempt at doing it in public at a networking event on the rooftop of the Hard Rock Hotel. So you've got 100 or so networkers, and we were going to fly this drone to promote the networking event. We take the drone up in the air. First gust of wind hits the banner. Looks like some kind of like paper in the wind, and the thing just flies off. And now we're flying around with a drone with just like
half propeller.
You got
it's trying to survive itself.
Yeah, you've got clothespins hanging from yarn and no banner, and now it just looks wonky because it looks ridiculous. So instead of getting discouraged, though, I realized that we had something there. We just had to put more time into figuring out how to do it the right way.
How does this work?
How does this work? And how can we make money with this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this was before all the regulations and all of that stuff happened. So we tried it out. It didn't work. So I tabled the idea. My business partner at the time wasn't really interested in pursuing it that much. He was more of a video guy. He was more interested in production, photos and videos. So that's kind of what we stuck with. It was
the bread and butter.
Bread and butter, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we stuck with it, and a year goes by. He just kind of like tucked it, and I meet one of my co-founders for Promo Drone, Xavier, and we met through a mutual friend he flies drones. He's a Marine vet. I fly drones, and he was like, "You guys should link up and talk. You could be drone buddies." That's all we were thinking, like cool. Another person to fly drones with.
Yeah, like fishing buddies, right?
Right? Yeah, you fish, I fish. We have rods. Let's fish together, right? Yeah. So Xavier comes to my office. I had an office in North Park at the time, and he wanted to second time he comes by, he's like, "Dude, have you ever tried to fly a banner on a drone?"
You were like,
I was like, "What?" It's exactly what happened. I was like, start freaking out. So it was kind of like I always say it's like two needles in a haystack that kind of met somehow in that big, huge pile of hay. These two
found each other.
Found each other, right? So that's when the true, like, how do we make this work happens? He had
a failure, you had a failure, and you were determined to fix it.
You put two failures, like two negatives become a positive, right? Yeah. This is kind of like math. So we turned that around and we started working on our first kind of prototype, which was still low level, but we decided
more thought
went into it, and we decided to get a little bit of help. So we went with some local 3D print company that had some engineering, kind of a offshoot of their printing services. And over the course of like 6 months to 9 months, came up with our first generation advertising drone banner. So you've got this billboard that's kind of dampened a little bit, and it's a little more thought behind it, lightweight. First time ever 3D printing anything. So now I'm dealing with drones and 3D printing. So I'm super excited now to be like involved in all this technology. And just with that one drone alone, because of the excitement around it, we flew at the celebrity golf tournament for Marshall Falk for brands like Ralph's Grocery Stores, Grey Goose Vodka, Edco. And we were just like, wow. And to see the reactions when this marketing company used us as kind of a thank you to all these major sponsors, they were blown away by it. They loved it, and it had an emotional impact. They were so proud to see their information, their logos, their signage displayed on such technology. It made me realize we had something.
You had something.
We had something.
Yeah.
We had something. So, some hard work, just kind of doing some proof of concept, going back to the drawing boards on certain things. It's a advertising platform, but it's a huge technology component.
Well, the technology is the trial and error part.
Yeah,
right?
it's the technology.
The marketing is almost going to sell itself. Like, you're getting attention. I want attention. Let's work together.
Let's figure out how to make it make sense, right?
Now you just got to make it fly.
You got to make it fly, right? so that's and again, I'm not an engineer, right? So it's like now you're taking this expensive piece of technology with this awesome concept, and you're making it do things it wasn't designed to do. Mm-hmm. So there's all these other challenges that comes along with that, right? So form, function, all of those kinds of things. So we had done enough to inspire some friends and family and things like that to help us out. And we got our first $25,000 in 2017, and that helped us buy a bigger drone, bigger platform, hire some engineering help to kind of figure out the next wave of how to do it right. And our entire platform changed from a small drone with kind of one forward-facing banner to, like, I call it a hexaframe. It's a drone with 6 blades, 6 rotors, and it has a 6-sided banner system that wrapped around it. So now you've got this kind of like almost 360 coverage, around the drone. So all sides you can see advertisements. It's on a much more powerful platform. You're talking a Matrice 600 Pro versus a DJI Inspire 1. So that's like
now you're speaking not
my language. Whole different language.
That's okay.
All that kind of.
He's like, I'm not a drone guy, but let me just spit out some facts quick.
Right. I know enough now, right? So we got this bigger one, and we would fly it. There was still some aeronautic challenges to it, but it was much more robust, and so we had to make modifications. But during that time, we were getting a lot of PR. We had joined some local accelerator programs. We had gotten some PR around what we were doing, and just the concept. I mean, it's a drone; it brings attention, right? Yeah. So even if it's on the ground and has banners on it, and it's inside of a networking event, people still flock over to say, "What's that? What is that? And what are you doing with it?"
Especially the size that you guys put together, like it's not your typical drone.
Yeah, so it has the power to compel, right? And that's valuable. So what we found is like, okay, so let's get this thing flying. Let's get the technological challenges out the way and get to a point where we can fly it reliably for paying customers. Okay, and we've gotten to that point now. So we redesigned it, we slimmed it down. We're still using the big Matrice to fly. And our Gen 2's been performing great. We were in a business journal. We were on Fox 5 News. We've had articles done. We get to do fantastic podcasts and really talk about this technology. And it's the first kind of platform that I've ever had that does a lot of the power lifting for us.
Yeah,
we're not.
I mean, any other business you start, you got to get the message out. It's like this one is talking for you.
It's talking for us, and it does the job. It's designed to create attention and attract people's, excitement, and that's what it's doing for us. Just even when it's not in the air, just the concept does that, right? So we've hit something, and we're super excited about it.
Have you guys done any like patents or anything?
Yeah, we have a provisional done, and we're filing the utilities in process. So we're patent pending. We're patent pending at this point, and that includes our Gen 2 and our Gen 3. Right, so we're developing a Gen 3, which is what we really want to launch and go to market full scale with. Right, that's digital. Okay, so now instead of a print static ad, you're going to get rotating digital placements on a drone, a flying jumbotron, essentially.
That's awesome.
Right, so now you could be at Coachella, Comic-Con, all of these big events that have top tier sponsors paying a lot of money, multiple of them, with a brand new form of engagement to their customers that they didn't have before. So instead of competing on this level down here on the ground, now we're up in the air above the competition with messages people want to see and in a way that they're guaranteed to pay attention to, right?
Yeah.
And I always equate it to the ice cream truck, right? When I was a kid, you could hear that ice cream truck from 50 blocks away.
It was coming.
You could be asleep.
Get your quarters.
Yeah, you'd wake up out of a nightmare and you hear that thing, right? It's like you'd wake up out of, matter of fact, the best dream of your life you'd wake up out of to hit for that ice cream truck. You start rummaging through pillows and getting whatever you can. Because you know there's limited opportunity, right? That truck,
it's only going to
be there. And once it flies up the street, you're hauling behind it, right? Mm-hmm. That thing's, he sees you too, and he'll just keep going, right?
Yeah, he's like, I got another stop coming up.
I got another stop. You'll meet me on, 10 blocks up the road, right? So our drone's like the ice cream truck, right? So you're in an environment where our drones, the new drone especially, the Gen 3 with the digital displays, it's got a lot of interactivity with it. Scan QR codes and promotions on the screen and take you to branded landing pages. We've got AI recognition we're baking into it that will tell you the demographics of the audience paying attention to the ads. So you're talking race, age, gender, happiness, confidence scores, if they're wearing any branded apparel, all of those APIs we have available, and that's all part of what we're, part of our system. I won't go into how it's done, but it can do that. It can do that stuff, right? So now we're creating not only a forward-facing opportunity for engagement and excitement, but now we're giving our marketers analytics power. We're giving them insight into how to make their marketing efforts more efficient.
Proof of concept and analytics.
And
it's
ROI.
Perfect.
And so the things that you traditionally struggle with outdoor, like billboards and sign spinners and airplanes, how do you quantify how many people?
It's an assumption.
It's an assumption, right? Yeah. And so now we're tightening up those assumptions, giving you qualified information with provability, right? So now you're going to get a series of photos or videos that have that have extracted all of that information. You can see who your true consumers are, what ads work the best for reach, and then you can modify and tailor your marketing spend based on some of the feedback. Now, we don't expect to be like the only source of data, right? But we do seem that we can be a pretty powerful one, right? So aggregate of all your methods of tracking how your campaigns are going, we can be kind of like a leader in that, but also support with all the other things so you can make comparative and qualified, decisions on your marketing dollar. And you spend it on us, we know you're going to get a certain type of reaction versus, static imagery.
Absolutely.
So it's beautiful. So we're looking at big venues all throughout Southern California, major event companies, marketing companies,
sporting
events, stadiums, NFL teams, Major League Baseball teams, NASCAR. All of those, are qualified experiences for us to kind of engage because there's lots of people there in consumer mode, and we're giving consumers a reason to spend more money, to be more excited about it, right? We all have, most people have 4K TVs or some variation because they're cheaper
and they're
now.
Getting better.
They're getting better, right? And the cost of tickets and all that stuff's
going
up, right? So you have a family of 4 and you're going to a football game, you're spending $500 easy
just to get in the door,
and a couple hot dogs, whatever, right? Parking. So when you're there, the venues are struggling with competing against 4K TVs at home where you can get that experience at home for a fraction of the price. You at least see the game, buy your own beer, not spend $500, right? So you're only going to go out to a game maybe once, maybe twice a year if you're spending that kind of money. The average family, right? So if you have an opportunity to engage those fans more, it stretches their money further. These drones are giving coupons, concessions. Now those 2-for-1 hot dog specials are popping up on a drone. Now it's incentivizing you to spend on a hot dog now in order to save money on your family of 4's experience. So we're driving concession traffic.
Do you have multiple cameras on that thing?
It will have multiple cameras.
So I was just picturing myself sitting at the stadium, and it says use this QR code to get a drone shot of you.
There you
at
go.
The stadium.
There
like that would be awesome.
That's
Be and now it's like going to send me a picture of me at the stadium.
We've got tons of use cases. That's totally a possibility. So you've got branded opportunities. You've got drone selfies. You've got kiss cams. You've got lots of stuff that we can do with it. And each use case is kind of unique to whatever that venue sees as the most valuable experience for their fans, right? But one thing they all kind of have in common is, besides just fan engagement, is safety, right? So the safety we also provide is in a flip of a hat.
Now it's telling you where to go.
It's giving you information, right?
Yes.
Now it's an Amber Alert. Now it's national emergency. Now it's weather reports. Now it's news updates, live broadcast, two-way, correspondence live in the studio now being simulcast to a drone. So you have coverage of like golf tournaments, for instance, that have leaderboards up 1 minute, and then next it's live from a speaker that's on the other side of the field, and you're in the VIP area. Now you can have access to that on this kind of like mobile engaging platform.
I feel like I'm in the future.
It's the future today,
dude,
man.
It is.
Everything's available. So everything that we're doing, nothing we're talking is like Star Wars. This is all realistic. It's available, and it's all baked into our product we're building.
Man, I didn't even have to say anything, dude. This is just fun just to listen, dude. Right?
You're right.
I mean, I'm, dude. Everything you're talking about is so sci-fi. Like, it doesn't, like, in my mind, it's something that like is gonna be years in the future. This is now. I mean, you're talking about, the way I'm envisioning the screens flashing, like it's almost like it's not really there.
It's there, and these are ultra thin displays, ultra bright, so direct sunlight, middle of the day, you can still see this signage under 90% of the time, obviously, and we adjust in order to get things right, the best viewing angle. But we're talking sizable monitors for a drone to start, 27 to 30 inches, somewhere in that range of things.
So who's your target market then? Who are you coming after right now? Because right now it sounds like this technology is something that could take off throughout industries.
Yes.
Like once you have it patented, anybody can come in and buy in and build a multi-million-dollar business off of the platform.
And we realize that, right? But obviously we can't spread ourselves too thin and go after every opportunity. At least at the onset, right?
Yeah.
So we've determined sports marketing, sports branding are kind of, and outdoor just event marketing is our staple. It's where
you're gonna make a start.
Well, if you think about how many events there are between tailgating, between college football, professional football, college baseball,
Saturday and Sundays,
youth athletic sports, race cars, 5K races, runs, festivals, concerts, conventions. I mean, that model alone is amazing and astronomical. It's full, astronomical, right? And it doesn't take a lot of days out of the year for us to be profitable. Let's just say, right? Because this is a premium marketing experience. You're going to get more impressions, more conversions as a result. So we're not going to be at the bottom of the fee list, right? We're going to be more premium, but you're going to get X times that experience back and eyeballs and
quantitative
engagement. Exactly.
That's amazing. So what kind of trouble have you run into so far? What kind of problems have you seen that's like things that you're looking to overcome and to allow you to really, really break out?
Yeah. Initially it was engineering, right? It takes time for like certain things to catch up with where we're trying to go, like light enough displays and bright enough displays and those power combinations of things that need to play nice together for this to happen. We're at a point now where technology has caught up with the concept, right? Like 2 years ago, we were probably a little early for the digital. Now we're right where it needs to be because digital screenage, I don't know if you've been to the airport lately, I don't know if you've been in any kind of public space, but digital signage and interactivity is one of the fastest growing industries in America, right? All billboards are becoming digital because that's where we're going. What was the movie, Blade Runner? When everything's digital, that's eventually it's going to be.
Retinal
right?
display and
yeah. Maybe not to that degree during our lifetime, but that's where it's going, right? So the drones with displays that are something that's mobile, hyper targeted, that all makes sense, right? It's now that technology's caught up. So now we're ready to fund that, right? So we're raising money for all that stuff. The other challenge, just being able to just play anywhere, anytime, is regulatory, right? We still have to abide by FAA Part 107 compliance, which we do with every single flight. We maintain insurance. We only use FAA 107 pilots, so they've been trained. They've gone through the testing. They're certified to fly to make money. So we keep our platform super tight, right? But still, we can't fly directly over people, right? That's still a big one. So what we do is we have ways to operate without flying over people, such as flying over vendor tents, right? If you're over a tent, you're not directly over a person, or creating like drone zones. Essentially, it's like we just kind of rope off pathways. Here's the lane we're going to be in. Here's the structure we're going to be above. Here's the circle we're going to rope off so there's no foot traffic. And we have different ways we can go about doing different venues, staying in compliance and still being effective at the same time. Ultimately, what we see is the industry regulations trending in our favor, big time. With the drone deliveries that are about to start happening with Uber, Amazon, and UPS, they've kind of had the deep enough pockets to work with the FAA to make the changes in flying over people and all of those things. So now that we understand kind of the path forward to do that, it's only a matter of time before we're knee deep at Coachella in the middle of an ocean of people with 4 drones advertising all these big brands. with all the safety functionalities, everything there. So while that's happening, we just do it in compliance with where we can fly legally and build the experience around that.
That's amazing. I'm like honestly dumbfounded. I usually don't like run out of words, but holy crap, dude! Like just to like again. I've seen so many different things. You were talking about the billboards, right? I mean, in my day when we were growing up, it was billboard after billboard after billboard. Now it's like Vegas style, and it's just down the 5 right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every billboard is flashing a different image, changing a different picture, and it comes down to revenue, right? It comes down to that one billboard, if it's stuck with paper, is only going to get you so much for that week or whatever that has it posted. But you have a digital, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't send anybody up to change it. Nothing happens. We flip the switch. It's over. And you're taking it a step further and making that billboard interactive.
Interactive and mobile. So we bring the experience to you. You don't have to randomly pass it on your way to work during your rush hour traffic commute. Now you're actually out in consumer mode, can pay attention to it, and it's bringing something of value to you.
So what's your ideal client? Who are we after today? Like, if I was to say, let me hook you up with this person.
Yeah, advertising and marketing firms that have, lots of big brand clients that do perennial and big events throughout the year, right? So there's a marketing company behind Comic-Con, right? Somebody's coordinating with the convention center, all of the, 1,000 brands from HBO to whoever, CBS and all.
They're in contact with someone.
They're in contact with someone who organizes that, right? So someone says, and it's the event host, usually someone at the convention center, wherever they're hosting it, says, okay, here's the number of sponsors we're going to have. Here's the event. And then they charge for those sponsors, those people to have placements there, whether it's outdoor setups, interactive setups, or indoor kind of like booths, et cetera. Now you can add a drone to that experience. Now you can say, hey, in addition to your booth, in addition to your sign spinner, in addition to your step and repeat, your inflatable, now we have something interactive, dynamic, and mobile, and it does X factor to what you normally would get. And that's how it's done. So typically what we found with our clients is they either add us as part of their option list a la carte, or they throw us in and they pay for it exclusively as part of a thank you or give me or add on for like their top tier sponsor. If you're already paying $50,000, $100,000 for a 3-day weekend like Comic-Con, they'll just throw it in. We haven't done Comic-Con. I just use it as a reference because it's the easiest to kind of understand.
You're like, I got my eye on that.
We got our eye on it.
I'm gonna get that.
I'm manifesting it through my words, right? Yeah, so that's how we do it, and then we just operate in compliance in that venue space, and people love it.
So how's it been for the business as a business itself? So I mean, as a concept, it's great. As an idea, it's awesome. Patent pending is amazing. How does it look for you as a business itself? How's it going so far?
Great. Traction has been great. You want traction, right?
Yeah.
Like, are people like, is it just cool, or are people really wanting to do this stuff?
Right. That's a big difference.
People are really wanting to do this stuff. We've gotten interest from a lot of investors, so we're kind of excited about the positive traction we've had from that regard, because you've got like customer traction, right? And we just kind of re-engineered our Gen 2 a few months ago, so now we're really able to fly more often, and we've got some really good activity going with that. And we're here to stay, and people are actually like really, really loving this stuff. So with us, the Gen 2 has been kind of like an introduction, and we've been getting so much positive feedback on that. But what they really want is that Gen 3 with that digital display on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're queuing up. We're doing a lot of kind of like pre-commitments.
What kind of ETA do you got on that?
We're looking at summer of 2020 is the goal, is to be in the air with our first drone by summer of 2020.
Nice.
Yeah.
So right now it's in the development stage,
it's an R&D, and it's for this stuff is nothing. This hasn't been done before, right? So there's no template to say this is how you go about launching a drone advertising company, and here are all the parts you need to get it. We're creating that template. We're creating the master list, the grocery list per se of what items need to go into having this done. So we've got engineers, we've got tech consultants, we've got all that stuff.
You started off with the IKEA box, but your goal is to be selling the IKEA box.
Yeah, so we have a couple ways. We're a service company, right? We're not a hardware company. We build this stuff to charge as a service, right? Mm-hmm. However, part of our scale would be to license this kind of business in a box to the over 1 million certified pilots that will be in America by the end of next year. So now you've got drone pilots, not too much different from me, that are looking for revenue opportunities, contract opportunities, innovative opportunities, and they all don't have, the creativity or whatever it may be to launch a brand new company from scratch. So
but they're like, I want to fly a drone.
I want to fly a drone, and I want to do something different with it that can command a premium price point and premium experience. We deliver that. So we take, portion of their licensing, as a result, but we're giving them an opportunity to have their own kind of functional space, and we're also sharing our client contracts with these people, right? So we've got a national vendor. But right now we're kind of San Diego and Southern California, just for where we're at as a company. This will be like our home market. We'll probably own this territory and then license outside of our kind of like workable, drivable, easily flyable footprint. And then that's how we scale. So if we have a national partner and we book it here in San Diego, now we can have, Miami, when they do an event there, our drone person that's in Miami, so to speak, would be able to have the same equipment, same technology, and could do that work without the expense of flying us from California to Miami for a 3-day festival.
Yeah.
Now we've got
that person's building their own business.
That person's building their own business.
So basically what you're saying is you're giving people the opportunity to create wealth for today and generational wealth for tomorrow.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're doing.
I
told you this guy's a pitch guy. He's all right. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, he doesn't know it yet. Yeah, right?
That's what I do.
Your voice is going to be on this new promo thing, right?
Yeah, right.
In my movie voice.
In your movie voice.
Promo drone.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, dude, this is some exciting stuff. I'm telling you, it's sci-fi, it's Star Wars, but it's here.
It's here, man. It's nothing that we're doing is doesn't exist yet. We're taking pre-existing technology and packaging it up in a way to create something completely new. So when you say like patents, like, yeah, I can't patent like an off-the-shelf drone. That's someone did that already. I can't patent a 4K monitor or whatever. Someone creates that, right? But when you assemble all those things together as one cohesive unit with a specific set of use cases, that's where all the stuff comes in. That's where the big stuff comes in.
Man, I'm excited just to see where things are going with you. Like, I'm so glad I caught you in early. Like, we got you on the show early because I'm gonna and you're one of those people that I'm gonna hit up in a while next year, 2020, when it's about to come out, and we're gonna come out and do a video for you.
Let's do it.
Because that would be awesome. I think it'd be cool to do, like, just to come out and bring my camera crew. We'll do like a promo.
Absolutely.
And just see this thing like in action.
We would absolutely love that, and we would welcome it, and would help support you guys, whatever it takes to make that happen.
Oh, dude,
to support it. So.
I'm just excited just to check it out because I haven't even seen the ones that he was looking on Instagram. I was looking at the Facebook stuff, but holy moly, like Gen 3 sounds amazing.
Yeah, so Gen 3 is where it's at. We've had this kind of great evolution from Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3. We're able to take a little and make a lot out of it, So now we're at a point of we've proven ourselves a little bit, and we still got a ways to go. We still have this kind of goal of where we envision ourselves as a complete company when we're ready to kind of exit this thing, right? So it's exciting. It's a bit surreal, everybody is so excited. I'm super excited, but I look at like how much work we still have to do, So I'm excited that it's super cool, and it does have a lot of these positives that get me into doors and have these cool conversations. But on the back end, as a CEO building a company, I always just try to stay grounded and realize that we still have a lot of work to do to make this kind of really scale, to integrate this into a full-blown marketing experience across the country and then eventually the world, right? That's what I envision. That's my why, is to kind of see this thing grow and kind of change outdoor advertising and see my concept, my kind of, the Jetsons part of my brain manifest and actually see it like, impacting economics, providing jobs, stimulating industry, giving other people an opportunity to leverage their value, so that's part of it. And then just building a brand, something I can have as a look back on, a part of history, that I made. I'd like to think that I'm like, we're like the Wright brothers of the drone advertising industry, so to speak. It hasn't been done, and definitely not in the way we're trying to do it. So there's a lot of room for us to be proud and do some stuff.
When Facebook started, it was cool, and you love to look at it. You couldn't take your eyes off it. Mm-hmm. Like when you're describing what you have, it's cool. Everybody looks at it. You can't take your eyes off it. So, and all this is social media stuff. They're all just platforms. People have built entire companies off platforms. It's like you're building a new platform, and there are going to be people, you're going to do really well, but you're going to do really well because you're going to help other people build giants on top of the platform that you're creating.
And that's literally like one of our cultural pillars, is that, right? The community reinvestment, the social impact, obviously the revenue impact and all of that. But really empowering other people, putting them in the driver's seat, using our platform to, you know, do things that they might not have had opportunity to do.
Mm-hmm. These are the kind of guests I love. People that I want to empower others.
Exactly. Absolutely. And even when we, you know, we're still growing, but even when we had nothing, you know, that was day one kind of cultural belief, right? It's like, look how many people have helped us, you know, get here and the impact it's had on us. So it's always kind of been a part of, you know, what I value personally. So I instill that into my company, into the brand, into what we do. It's kind of paramount, right? And we've done, you know, I've done some good things from, you know, I volunteer a lot of our time. We work with Pro Kids. It's a local golf academy that teaches life skills and golf skills to kids, inner city kids in the City Heights area. And we do a lot of drone work for them, teach drone workshops for the kids to get them introduced to new forms of, you know, new skill sets, because, you know, we look at things like drone and especially program development, software development, all the things that run the drone, you know, those are going to be, you know, like the factory workers of tomorrow, so to speak, you know, not to take anything away from factory workers, but like the standard job is going to be like software development. Yeah. It's, you know, it's going to be robots. Coding. It's going to be coding because you're going to have so many autonomous systems at play that, you know, the skill set will change from being kind of the screw and nail jobs to like, okay, let's figure out how to functionally get this robot to do screws and nails.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
kind of deal. That's just
we're building
where we're going.
It's Terminator style. Let's face it.
Yeah.
We're gonna let Google take over eventually,
and it's always gonna have
Skynet is coming.
Skynet is coming.
But it'll always have the human impact, right? Because the humans create these things, right? The humans or the machines aren't creating themselves, right? So you'll always have this kind of this innovation is created. Yeah, and once we have that, that's in the Matrix all over. So that's what we envision, and we're excited about it, and it's real, and we've got good energy around it, good support system in terms of just the industry, people that are excited about it, and we got work to do. So we're just willing to work hard to get there.
I'm pumped for you, man. Like, honestly, this has been one of the most exciting shows I've done, just because of the potential that it has. Right? Every once in a while we get a guest that comes in and, you know, everybody has a business that they want to grow, they're inspired to make bigger, and then there are a few that are just monument, like they're just iconic, and you just can kind of feel it. And to me, this is one of them.
Thank you.
When you build a platform versus a business, it's a whole different ballgame. I think that's where I honestly feel like that's where you guys are heading. So awesome. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. All right. I want you to take a look at this camera right here. I want you to tell people how to get a hold of you if they want to get more information.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You can check us out on Instagram at promo.drone.com. You can check out our website. It's promo-drone.co, not .com. Or shoot us a phone call, 619-839-9735.
Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Williams.
Thank you so much.
Hey, man, thank you very much for being
awesome.
on the show. Yeah, this was a good one. Yeah. I love that. Ladies and gents, just a reminder, maybe at some point you'll be dropping off shoes via drone. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe we could put the promo up on one of those. 365 pairs of shoes, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're shooting for. So if you got new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up, 619-884-0045, or james@csfirst.com. Dronecode.net is the way to go for solar. So go to dronecode.net/business bros. Get your solar done quick and easy. It's the fastest way to get solar done. Don't do it the old-fashioned way. Get up with technology. That's the way we roll.
That's right.
And, of course, we do insurance. So if you need to insure your home, your auto, your commercial, your business, whatever it's going to be, life, hit James up, 619-884-0045, or james@csfirst.com, and we can add insurance business into your business so that we can increase your bottom line. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace. And we're out. Bye, Facebook.
Bye, Facebook. Appreciate you. Love you.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to what you're going to do.
Thank you, man.